I want to fight. I want to scratch, nigga. I want to scratch, nigga. That's what I want. I want eat, nigga. I'm talking about some eat, nigga. That's what I want, nigga. I want eat, nigga. I want eat. I want to eat.
Bougie ass nigga. Bougie. Thank everybody for supporting me. It's been a big comeback. This is my second comeback. And they thought I'd be done, but April 16th, you're going to see, I'm going to get that WBA belt so I can be the IBF WBA champion of the world. And then we're going to go get the other one, too.
Go unify it. That's right.
Days after Jermell Charlo's stablemate friend, Errol Spence Jr. himself is back in the gym. Jermell Charlo just became undisputed. And it looks like Errol Spence has that undisputed mindset. All he has to do is beat Terrence Crawford, and he can join Jermell Charlo. He's back in the gym. Stay tuned to this video. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you come in and smash the like button. You guys seen the clip at the beginning. Errol Spence said he wants some scratch. He wants some eat. He ready. You seen the clip. He's clearly back in the gym, flew back to Texas, came out to my state, California, and he was there to support coach and friend and mentor Derek James, as well as stablemate, friend, and probably mentor as well, Jermell Charlo. Now, I made several videos about it. Jermell Charlo, he looked very sharp. It was a competitive fight. He stood his ground with Brian Castano. Castano came to scrap. Castano also fought Errol Spence in the amateurs, just a little sidebar. And Jermell Charlo, as I predicted, made the adjustments. He made the adjustments and he made everything work on his end, capturing a 10th round stoppage. And it was a great night of boxing. Jerron Boots Ennis also looked good in the fight. He had a two-rounder with Castillo Clayton, knocked him out, easy work. But the real fight to me, like, cause the Castillo Clayton, he just came and got bodied. And now I'm not taking anything Jerron Ennis, he's that dude. But from a standpoint of somebody showing up to win and things like that, Charlo fight, because Jerron Ennis said he's going to steal the show. Now, again, there's no knock on Ennis. He did his thing, he got off, but his opponent didn't really provide anything. He just folded up. You know, Charlo was in there tough and in there with the very game Castano. So clearly it was the better fight, and it was a more competitive fight. And it was, to me, kind of the fight of the year to beat, because a lot of old media, they pick fights that nobody even was talking about before the fight. And they'll be like, oh, Leigh Wood, Mick Connellan, fight of the year. Man, hell no. To me, it could never be that, because that was a fight that that was like, you ever heard this saying? They say it in hip hop a lot. Accidental murderer. That was like accidentally good. You know what I'm saying? Like fights that nobody was checking for, and it just happened to have some action in it. You know, I don't look at them accidental murderer fights where it's just like it, you know, the styles messed up well, nobody was checking for it, and then it happened to be a good fight. For me, it's about them fights that you know on paper are meaningful. You know on paper, this finna be good. This gonna be a barn burner. This gonna be a tilt. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it was with Charlo. That's what it was with Castano. We already knew from the first fight what it was gonna be. Same thing with even fights like Erickson Lubin, Sebastian Fundora. I told anybody that was willing to listen to Boxing Ego to watch that. That's gonna be a sleeper hit. And both of those fights are amongst the top nominees for me for Fight of the Year. Shout out to Showtime. Showtime Boxing is killing. Errol Spence also had a great performance versus Ugas. So back to Errol, he back in the gym. I love it. Terrence Crawford, we know, is no joke. Terrence Crawford, he's a guy where, I mean, you have to be locked in to try to beat him. He's undefeated, so no one has done that. And don't get it twisted, there's guys that wanted to beat him, thought they could beat him, they couldn't. So Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, that is the #1 fight that the welterweight division needs to see. Everybody's been wanting to see it. Errol Spence has done and played his part. He said, hey, let me get this belts and, I'm going to build my profile, clean up my side of the street. God willing, that's literally what he did. Now, he had some setbacks along the way. And we ain't talking Ellie, but he had some setbacks. Car crash, heinous, car flipped and rolled and, crunched metal. Errol Spence could have lost his life in that accident, but somehow he became an urban legend because he came out relatively unscathed. Now, don't get it twisted. Even though he didn't have no broken bones and he had chipped teeth and stuff like that, but he's very lucky because that could have been something. I remember Bob Arum and others were saying that Errol Spence, they heard from a good source that he can't walk and stuff like that. And everybody in the world of boxing, his family, his fans, everybody was worried oh man, this could be it. A great career tragically gone wrong, and we've seen that just in entertainment where people's trajectory, it looked like the sky is the limit, and then they had an untimely death or just an accident that forever changed their life. Paul Williams, the Punisher, he had a motorcycle accident and he's reduced and confined to a wheelchair, right? You look at rap music, DOC from Texas also, he got in a vicious car accident. I think he hit a tree, and rapper DOC, he was writing for a lot of people affiliated with the West Coast sound and movement, NWA, things like that. And he was a prophetic rapper who got in that near-death car accident, and whatever it did, he punctured his larynx or whatever, his voice box was completely shot and damaged from that accident. So, that's your main tool as a rapper. As a rapper, how do you sell the same records? You have the ability to write once you get back through physical therapy, but at the end of the day, your voice box and your sound and you in the studio and rapping, that's your bread and butter. So DOC's career was forever compromised. Fast forward to the future for my hip hop heads. Even if you look at Joel Santana, Joel's had hits, but now his voice sounds different from whatever reason. Something happened with his teeth, or I'm not sure. If you guys know in the comment section, let me know. But something happened with his teeth from lean or whatever, and his voice sounds completely different. So think of a boxer like Errol Spence. Your money makers are your fist, your brain, being able to walk, your feet. You need your body. Your body is your temple. So Errol Spence, he came dangerously close to the edge. And fast forward to the future, he's stubborn. He came back, fought Danny Garcia. People say, hey, you're crazy, man. Don't fight Danny Garcia. Take you a tune-up, Fight somebody else, Omar Figueroa or somebody else that is perceived as a lighter touch. Errol Spence is nah, Danny Garcia, that is my tune-up. And Danny Garcia was his tune-up. He beat up Danny Garcia worse than other people had beaten up Danny Garcia and discouraged Danny Garcia. And his father you could tell his father, Angel Garcia, was upset at the post-fight press conference. And the thing about Errol Spence, he has such a taxing style. Some guys, it's like they fight him and they got to dip out. I'll probably make a separate video about this because I've known about this and I've told you guys this, but I'll probably make a dedicated video. When Errol fights guys, they take a while out. Algieri, he was out for 6-8 months. Chris Van Herding, I think he was out for 2 years. Bundu retired after the Errol Spence knockout, right? Danny Garcia, we haven't seen Danny Garcia back in the ring since the Errol fight, and now that was in December 5th, 2020. This is a freestyle, so this is off memory. I think it was December 5th, 2020, and we're in 2022 now, and Errol had a Pacquiao fight, lost the Pacquiao fight, eye surgery, recovery from the eye surgery, couldn't spar, and still came back before Danny Garcia. So that's very telling, right? Your Dennis Ugas, I doubt he fights anymore this year. I'm not his manager. I'm not Louis DeCubas Jr., so I don't know that is the case. But Don't be surprised if you don't see. He made a lot of great money in the Pacquiao fight and the Errol Spence fight. Do not be surprised if you don't see Ugas back this year and Igor Stradamus strikes again. But I don't look for Ugas to come back. And if he did, it would be in the last 2 months, most likely, like a November, December type of deal, you know, because of the punishment he took and in the Errol Spence fight. But, you know, we'll see how it all plays out. That's just something that I noticed. Errol Spence put you out for a minute. Mikey Garcia, he's another one. He was doing exhibitions with Eric Morales, and then he was out for like a year before he came back and fought Jesse Vargas. So Errol Spence, especially him being motivated and back in the gym and getting to the gym quickly, that's going to be a problem for Terrence Crawford or anybody else because he looks dialed in and focused. Let me know how I did in this video. Subscribe to the content if you like it, which you should. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego, signing off. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.